fat full here. You know what? Times are hard here in the States. It's hard all around the world too with that, with the COVID and stuff, and then, all the riots and that poor guy getting killed by that police officer and stuff, and then now those officers that got ambushed and shot. And everything is kind of going bad, so it's kind of sad, but I'll tell you. So this is how it's going to go down in the history. I've decided this is what it's going to do. In the history books, we're going to talk about 2018, we're going to talk about 2019, we're going to talk about 2020, 21, 2022, but we're not ever going to talk about 2020. We are going to erase that from the history book. We're just going to miss it, so it's not even going to be in there. So it's going to go from 2019 to 2021. That's how it's going to be. It's going to be, someone will say, but Mom, I see, look, it skipped like 2020, wasn't, and we'll be like, we don't talk about that year. We do not talk about 2020. Oof. Oh, no. Back in the day about the depression when we talked about that and the Dust Bowl and stuff like that. No, that was, that was nothing. Yeah, that was a walk in the park. Yeah, no, we don't know. We don't ever talk about 2020 ever again. Never. Never, ever. We don't even want to tell our kids what happened. It was, so you don't even tell your kids, no. I was going to do the sneeze guard thing and everything, to I was hoping Jan, when she has her baby, and, when she has one, my little daughter, and Rena, when she has one, and when she has one, I was going to be able to say, you see those pieces of plastic in front of the cashiers? You remember? When I was young, we used to be able to eat at restaurants and buffets. Now, a buffet was one that you could go up to and get the food yourself. Yeah, you could. No. Yes, yeah, no, restaurant, yeah, you would get your food. No, quiet, hold on, let me explain to you what a restaurant is then. A restaurant you could go eat there. See, she just doesn't understand that you could eat inside of a place because, they've eliminated all this stuff, in this time period. So, but yeah, you can eat inside of a restaurant and you could eat there. And you could sit there with friends and talk and have a good time, And there used to be that plastic over the food, and it was called a sneeze guard. So that way you wouldn't sneeze on the food. No. And we used to be able to pick your own food and eat it and get it and stuff. Oh, I want this. And then you put it on your plate. Oh, I want this. Put it on your plate and stuff. And then you would go back and eat, and you'd be talking with your friends, and you'd sit there and eat all you wanted and have a good time. And then restaurants, you could order off of a menu and you'd have a great time. You'd be like, oh, I think I'm going to have this. Ooh, yummy. So you'd order stuff and have stuff. You'd still be talking with your friends. And sometimes you go out on dates and stuff. You'd be like, hey there, like my first wife, Geraldine, how are you? You having fun? We went to Chinese restaurants and stuff when I got married. So, you happy? And then, that's how it was, back then. You'd just be all flirty and stuff, and you'd order whatever you want to get. Yeah, if you want that. And you just, order all sorts of goofy stuff, so she'd be happy. And then I just order house fried rice for me, because everything else was kind of scary, tentacles and stuff. So, you could get an octopus. All that was at the Korean restaurant. They'd eat you. You had to learn how to eat octopus. Octopus, you have to take off the tentacle. You have to dip it and you really have to dip it in sesame seed oil, because the tentacle's still alive and it'll stick inside your throat, try to suffocate you and kill you. Got to chew it up really good. Don't try to swallow it. Chew it really good. But, I mean, that's pretty nasty. But no, we're not going to, so I'm getting off track. So remember, we don't talk about this year. So as soon as it's over, it's going to go 2019 to 2021. Never talk about this a year again. Ever. All right, kids. You know what? I love you guys. I guess what I'm going to say now, because I have to go get something for the chickens. I got to go get them some pea gravel so they can digest their food better. But guess what I'm going to say next? Does anybody know what I'm going to say next? It's true. I love you guys, but I'm going to have... Bye-bye.